Hello guys, welcome back. It's Imelda from Workschool, and today we're going to be going over control flow. So, what is control flow? Control flow is a term used to describe selective execution. And selective execution means depending on a set of conditions expressed in, let's say, Boolean logic or arithmetic operations. Depending on those conditions, we execute a part of our code or not. And in Python, we control the parts of our code, or we control the execution of our code using if, else, or elif statements. And today, that's what we're going to be going over. So let's head back to our computer, our Jupyter notebook, to learn more about using if-else statements. The statement we're going to go through is the if statement. So the if statement goes like this. If a certain expression evaluates to true, execute a certain part of our code. And this is the syntax in which it is written. So it's going to be, let's write that in a comment. If this expression is true, execute this code. So note that the indented block is the code that is going to be executed when this expression here evaluates to true. So let's try an example. In the following examples, we're going to use randomly generated integers from our computer. So in order to help our computer randomly generate some integers for us, let's import the library random. And here, let's say x is a random integer, right? We want random integer, let's say ranging from 0 to 5. Okay, so now let's print out x to c. So every time we run this code, we get a different integer. Okay, so let's set a condition. So let's say if x is less than 3, let's print out x, the value x is less than 3. So in order to do that, let's say if x is less than 3, what should we do? Let's print out x is less than 3. In order to do that, we cannot put x together with is less than 3 because x is an integer and the rest are a string of characters. So in order to put them together, they must be of one kind. So let's change x to a string since we cannot change the characters to an integer. So let's say the string of x plus, so added to, less than 3. Let's run that and see. So here we see that the if statement is not executed. Why? Because the expression x is less than 3 evaluated to a false, and we did not tell our computer what to do if it's false, so it did not do anything. So we can see that 5 is less than, from this statement, 5 is less than 3, and that's false. Therefore, this was not executed. Let's run it again and see. Same thing goes for 4. 4 is not less than 3. So now we printed out our x, which is 0. That's our first line. Then we see that the statement 0 is less than 3 evaluated to a true. Therefore, 0 less than 3 it was printed out. Now, let's go to our second type of statement, which is our if-else statement. From the previous example, we see that when x less than 3 evaluated to false, we did not get any output. This is because we did not tell our computer to do anything with it, right? So the else statement helps to tell our computer that if the statement given above evaluates to false, do something else. So it's written in the syntax: if this expression, let's say, is true, execute this code, right? So now else means if the given expression above is false, what should we do? Execute this one rather. So let's try a new example. We're still using a random integer, so let's say this time y is a random integer, let's say ranging from 0 to 10, right? So let's print out y to see y. So now if y is less than 5, what should we do? Let's print out that y is less than 5. So else, if y is greater than 5, so that means if y less than 5 is false, what should we do? Rather print greater than 5. So let's run this and see. So y is supposed to be a randomly generated integer, and when we printed out y, we saw that y is 7. And so if 7 is less than 5, that is a false statement. So this code here is not executed. It jumps to the else one. That else means it's false, so it prints out greater than rather. Let's try another one. 8 is greater than 5, so the else statement is run and its code is executed rather. Let's try another one. So here we got 0 is less than 5, so this code was the one implemented. Yes. So our next statement, what if we have different conditions we want to be considered? Let's say more than 2, so it's not just a true or false statement. Let's say we want if y is less than 5, do this. If y is between a range of 5 and 8, do this, or it's greater than 8, do this. We have multiple conditions we want to think about. There we use these type of statements, if, elif statements. So here is for multiple conditions we would like to consider. And so it's written in the format: if this expression occurs, so it's true, what should we do? Execute this. So elif, that necessarily means else if. So this expression, a new expression, let's say expression 1 rather is true. Execute this one. So we can have multiple elif statements to show different types of conditions we want. Let's try an example. Let Z be a random integer, right? Let's say between 0 and 15. Let's always print out our number to see it. So now let's have certain conditions. So if Z is, if let's say Z is less than 5, what should we do? Let's print out it's less than 5. Okay. So else if z is between 5 and 8, let's do something else. So that'll be if z is greater than 5, right? And also z is less than 8. So that means it's in between 5 and 8, right? What should we do? Let's print out something else. Let's say in between 5 and 8. How about, let's add another condition. If z is between the ranges of, let's say, 8 and 10, let's print out wow. Yeah, so now we add a new condition. If z is greater than 8 and less than 10, let's print out wow. And our final condition will be if z is greater than 10. Print, let's say, yeah, something like that. So let's run this and see. So when we run this, our first value for z is 2. 2 is less than 5, so this part got implemented. Let's rerun it. 4 is less than 5, so the first part of the code is being run. Now let's run again. Okay, we keep getting numbers less than 5. Okay, so now z is 14 here. 14 is not less than 5, so we skip this. 14 is not between 5 and 8, so this is skipped. 14 is also not between 8 and 10, so this is skipped. Then we know that 14 is greater than 10, so this is implemented. So yeah, it's written. Let's rerun. Less than 5. One more. So when we rerun, we got z to be equal to 10. We did not tell our computer what to do when the value is equal to, right? So nothing is being printed out. So in order to take care of all values that we can possibly get, we use an else statement. So else is written at the end. Else is written at the end if all the conditions given evaluate to false. If z does not fall in any of the conditions given, let's print out, let's rerun. Okay, so we got a 9, and that's between 8 and 10, so this part of our code is implemented. Let's make z 10, or a boundary number, let's say 8. Here, is what's written. This is because 8 is not less than 5, so the first one is false. 8 is not in between 5 and 8, it's on the boundary of 8, so this also evaluates to false. 8 is not greater than 8, so here is also false. 8 is not greater than 10, so this statement is also false. And else means if all the conditions given is false, then do that. So here is printed out. So today we've been able to go through if statements, if else statements, and if elif statements. So today we were able to go over the statements that help with control flow in Python. We saw the if statements, the if-else statements, and the if and if-else statements. We also went over their syntax, and we found out that after every expression, we have to place a colon. Also, the else signifies that all conditions placed above are false. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!